Hello grade 8 students and welcome again to our lessons, and today we're going to have our third lesson on Unit 1 for grade 8 curriculum. But before we get started to our new objectives for our lesson today, let's go back a little bit to our previous lesson and let's discuss some main issues regarding the previous lesson. So we are going to focus a little bit before we get deeper on the third lesson. We want to shed a light on this one, and we have to classify these activities between Bassem and Latifa. And as we have discussed earlier in the previous lesson, that Bassem is a busy boy, but unfortunately Latifa, she is a lazy girl. So of course, from the adjective lazy, because lazy means someone who doesn't want to work, who doesn't work to do different activities. But the busy boy or a busy girl means what? For example, busy Bassem. It means that Bassem is busy with what? With different activities. He loves doing different activities. So we have to classify these different activities between the two students, between Bassem and Latifa. And of course, after we finish classifying these activities between Bassem and Latifa, we will decide whether who is too busy or too lazy. And the same thing for Latifa. We can decide at the end, after we classify these activities, whether she is too busy or too lazy. Okay, did you get the point? For example, if we have the first thing, which is watching TV. Okay, so watching TV is a lazy activity, and it's done, of course, by who? By Latifa. So we will put watching TV here. But I think we cannot put it here. Why? Because this column is for what? If she is busy, but unfortunately she is not busy. She is lazy. So we will put watching TV in this column. And the same thing can be done in this way. For example, playing football, we can put it under busy or lazy. Of course, under busy. So we will put playing football in this column. Can you see the point? So we will delete this part. And the same thing should be done with the rest of the activities in order to make sure whether who is too lazy and who is too busy. Too busy, this adverb too, when we use it before adjectives, and very, okay, these two adverbs, we will use them in different activities and we will see the differences between them in just a few minutes. Okay, so we have this chant which talks about positive and negative adjectives or activities. And here in your class book on page 6, you can see different activities, and they are, some of them are positive, and you can see this mark. Also, some of them are negative, okay? They are not good activities. They are, they are useless activities. But with positive adjectives, it means that we have some positive activities. So here we have different activities. For example, I jogged for an hour. And this is positive because you are doing some exercise, right? And also for this one, I slept all day. Keep sleeping all the time. It means what? It means that you are like Latifa, who is busy. So this is a negative activity. I read my book. This is a very positive activity, to read, to get some information about something. I played all day. It can be negative, yes, but it is positive when you play for some time, not all day. How about this one? I cleaned my room. It is positive, of course, because you are helping your family with cleaning the house, for example. I fished all day. The problem here is with the time phrase all day. Okay, maybe you can fish You can go for some time. You can just assign some hours of your time just to go fishing, but you can not do that all day. It will become negative. So can you see the point between negative and positive activities? Order the adjectives, and we will come from positive adjectives to the negative ones. And you can see this activity on page 5, activity number 3. So look at this activity, please. We have here, it's really boring. Also, we have it's all right. It's quite interesting. It's excellent. And also we have it's awful. So when we classify these adjectives from positive to negative, we will start with it's excellent. Then we will go to write it's quite interesting. So we will write it here. It's quite interesting. And then we will move to the next part, which is it's all right. And then we will move to it's really boring. And then for the last one, it's awful. So as you can see, we come from the positive adjectives to the negative adjectives. So we have it's really boring. And we have it's awful. Okay, so this is how we classify these adjectives in terms of positivity and negativity. And the same thing, you can range these positive and negative adjectives based on their facial expressions, as you can see. So you can look at the faces. For example, if we look at number 1, look at number 1. Look at his facial expressions. Facial comes from the word or from the noun face. Okay, so it's called facial adjective. Look at their facial expressions. What do these faces tell you? So we have it's all right, we have it's frightening, we have it's awful, we have it's quite interesting, we have it's excellent, and it's really boring. For the first one, we can say what? It's quite interesting. Okay, and also here variation can be possible. Maybe some students will choose it's quite interesting for the first one, but maybe other students might say it's excellent. Okay, so you can write the answers like this way. Interesting. Okay, can you see the point? So this is how to answer this question. Now, the objectives of our third lesson is to differentiate between the uses of to and very. And here we are going to focus on some grammar, okay? So we are going to know what is the difference between to and very when these two adverbs come before adjectives. For example, it's too cold. It's very cold. What's the difference between them? Are they the same? Of course not. This is the first objective. And the second objective is to identify the types of multiple intelligences. But here we have different things to talk about, so just stay tuned. It's a very interesting one. And maybe you are going to learn very new things. The first thing, if I have 2 cups like these ones, this coffee is very hot, but this one is too hot. What is the difference between the two? Okay, so let's look at this one. We have very and we have too. This coffee is very hot. It means what? It means that this coffee, it is hot. Okay, it is hot, but I can't drink it. It's okay with me. It's fine with me. I can't drink it because it's very hot, but possible to drink. Okay, so very here has a positive or neutral meaning. There is nothing wrong with this coffee. Can you see the point? But if I say that this coffee is too hot, means what? Okay, I can't drink it. It's not possible to drink it because it's too hot. It's going to burn my tongue. Can you see the point? So I cannot drink this coffee because it's too hot. That coffee is very hot. I cannot drink it. But this coffee is too hot. I cannot. It's impossible to drink it right now. I need to wait for maybe 10 minutes to drink it. Okay? So this is the difference. I can't drink it. So too, this one has a negative meaning. So as you can see in these two pictures, the coffee is very hot. It's drinkable. I can drink it, no problem. But this one, the coffee is too hot. It's going to burn me. Do you see the difference? Now, let's move to another example. Unfortunately, I don't have pizza here, but look at this one, this waiter. This waiter, imagine that you are in a restaurant and you requested a spicy pizza. The pizza is very spicy, okay? But I can eat it. Look at this picture. It is very spicy, but he can eat it, you know, no problem. But this pizza is too spicy. I can't eat it. So I use too here because I want to show you that it is impossible for me to eat this spicy pizza. But this one is spicy. It's very spicy, but I can eat it. No problem with it. Did you see the difference between too and very? I hope so. Say like this if you understand it. If you don't, if you understand this grammar rule, let's have a look at this language focus. So in activity number 3, we have read, think, and complete. So let's have a look at it. We have these options: very, adjective, before, and to. And before we answer this one, adjective, what does adjective mean? We have discussed this earlier. Adjective is describe nouns. For example, this is a very large room. Large is an adjective, okay? Large is an adjective to describe noun, to describe that this room is very big. Big is also an adjective. This is what we mean by adjectives. But also we have here before and to. We will put all these options in the correct places. So let's look at this activity in your skills book, page 6, please. And this is to make sure that you understand the difference between to and what? And very. Or between very and to, because very is positive, to is negative. Make it like this. So look at number 1, please. We can use very and to. Are placed, put, location, the place. Are placed where? Are placed before. Before, okay? After, before. Before what? Before the adjective, okay? Too hot, very hot. So we can put them adjective. Look at number 2, this one. Be careful. Very and to do not have the same meaning. So they convey the same emphasis. They give the adjective a strong meaning, but they not convey the same meaning. Okay? The meaning is different. Too hot, very hot, or vice versa. Okay? So now look at the sentences you wrote in activity number 2, and we will go to them on this page and complete the following rules using to and very. We will go to activity number 2 in a minute. But first, we use to make an adjective stronger. And we use when we want to make an adjective stronger and to suggest we don't do something or can't do something, it usually has a negative meaning. So here we have a negative. We can use to because it conveys a negative meaning. It tells us a negative meaning. But we can use very to make the adjective stronger. Can you see the point? Let's now look at this chant and then We will talk about them, about too and very, in more examples, and then we will move to answer the activity together. Okay, so in your class book, page 7, please, activity number 4, look at the chant. And this chant is talking about very and too. The day is very cold. Let's go jogging, because the weather is very cold, so it's something positive. Let's go jogging. Jogging means to walk quickly. The sea is very calm. Let's go fishing. It's very calm. The sun is very warm. It's warm, but it's positive, you know. So we can go swimming. Okay, we can go swimming. We can play football, for example. The sun is very warm, but we can play. We can swim. But if I change this one from the sun is very warm into the sun is too warm or too hot, of course, the meaning will change. The horse is very tame. Let's go riding. The tree is very safe. Let's go climbing. Okay? But look at these adjectives with too, of course. It's too hot to jog. Don't go jogging, because it's impossible. It's too hot, you know. It's negative meaning. It's too stormy to fish. The weather is dangerous, you know. We cannot go fishing now because it is too stormy. Okay, so it's not a good time to fish, so don't go fishing. It's too cold to swim. I cannot swim in this water. It's too cold, you know. But if I say it's very cold, but I can swim, it is possible to swim in this pool, for example. It's wild to ride. Don't go riding. It's too dangerous to climb. Don't go climbing. You can listen to the chant with a good rhythm. Let's answer this one together. You can see this activity number 1 on page 7 of your skills book. Look at it and try to answer it. Try to understand. Whenever you have like any grammar activity, try to understand the context. Try to read and understand the context and then start answering the questions. So if we have number 1, it's, should I write too or very? What do you think? You cannot answer this question right from the beginning. No, you need to read the whole sentence in order to understand it and then decide whether to put too or very. So it's too or very. Hot to dance. Hot to dance. Okay, you know the verb dance. So let's sit down. Let's sit down. We cannot dance in this place, or we cannot dance in this weather. Okay, so here what are we going? So here, is it negative or positive? Of course, it is negative because it's too hot. So the answer will be what? You tell me. It is too. So this is how to answer such questions. Look at number 2, please. It's too or very windy today. Let's go and fly a kite. So here it's possible for me or for us to go and fly a kite. You know the kite? Why? Because it is very windy. Because if it is too windy, I cannot go and fly a kite. Okay, because it's not possible. But if I use very, it's possible for me to go and fly a kite. Did you get the meaning? So look at number 3. I won't buy them. I will not. Here I'm talking about future tense. I won't buy them because they are too or very expensive for me. I will not do this because maybe I don't have money, because it's very expensive or too expensive. What do you think? I will not buy it. It is too, because negative. I will not buy it, okay? And expensive means it costs a lot of money. It's not cheap. Look at number 4, please. I really like her. She is very kind or too kind. I like her. So the answer is very clear. It is very. Look at number 5, please. He is a too or a very good cricket player. Of course, too is used for negative. I cannot say that he is a too good or a too good. He is a very good. He is a very good cricket player. Look at number 6. It is very or too quiet. I can't hear it. I cannot. Are you speaking? I cannot hear you. It is negative, right? So here we are going to write too. So this is how to answer these questions. And I think it's clear now that too and very are used before adjectives. They are used to tell the listener if this adjective is positive or negative. We use very for positive adjectives, for things that you can do, and we can use too for negative adjectives or for the things that you cannot do. Let's move to the next part of our lesson or of our objectives. And here we have which intelligence. What does intelligence mean? When somebody is intelligent, he is very intelligent. This is an adjective. This boy is very intelligent. And this means that this boy is very smart. He is clever. He can answer questions very easily. He is intelligent. Okay? But there are something which was founded by Howard Gardner. Gardner is a person and he is a psychologist. This psychologist has come with different intelligences. He said that every one of us, like me and you students and everyone else, has different intelligences. So different thinkings. And here we are talking, it's not about something relating to mind only, but also something related to our activities. And because we are talking about our free time activities, here some students are good at drawing, for example. They are good at playing football, but they are not good at playing the piano or playing the keyboard. Can you see the point? Some students are very good at, for example, jogging, playing tennis, playing basketballs, and different activities, but they are not good at playing video games, for example. So some students are good at writing. They are good at painting, drawing something. Some students are good at listening to rhythm, to music. They can analyze things. Some students are good at math. They love analyzing things. They love questions. They love logical questions. They want to analyze things. Okay? So each student has his or her own ability to deal with different activities. And that's why we have some talented students, you know. So some students are very clever. They answer questions very easily. Some students no. They don't like to answer these questions, but they like to paint or draw some pictures. Okay? Some students know. I love writing stories. But they are not good at jogging or playing some sports. So here we come with different intelligences by this psychologist who is Howard Gardner. Howard Gardner has come up with different intelligences, and these intelligences are 8 intelligences. Look at them. The first one is mathematical or logical intelligence. And here when we come with math, okay, to answer questions, to deal with numbers. I love numbers. I love 1, 2, 3. I love different mathematical questions. I love to analyze things. I love reasoning. We can say that these people have mathematical or logical intelligence, ذكاء منطقي, because they love analyzing things. But other students, they love writing. They love reading books. They love to learn new languages. For example, some students want to learn Spanish, French, English, and Arabic. So He loves languages. He loves to deal with letters. He loves to write stories, okay? So these people have linguistic or verbal intelligence. These people have what? They have ذكاء لغوي. ذكاء لغوي. Because they want to deal with the language itself. Also, we have some students who are visual, okay? Visual. They want to deal with things that are done with their eyes, just to look at things, to maybe there are some activities that are related to visualizing things, to look at different things. Or these people have visual intelligence, الذكاء البصري, because they like to learn through their eyes, through watching things, through seeing at different things. We have here bodily or movement intelligence. And this is very easy one because most of students have it, because most of students love to move from one place to another, to do different sports, whether they are dangerous or outdoors activities like playing football, jogging, doing anything, okay? Any other activities, playing with the ball. So these students have bodily or movement intelligence, ذكاء بدني, okay? أو حركي. But there are some students who have naturalist intelligence. And here we can say that these people love nature. They want to grow plants. They want to make a small garden in their house. They love gardening. They love to get some dates like this, okay? So الذكاء الطبيعي. We call it in this way in Arabic. So this is naturalist intelligence. But let's talk about this one, a musical or rhythmic intelligence. And from the word musical, it talks about what? About music. So these people learn through ears. They love listening to people. They love listening to teachers, okay? They love to listen to different leaders in order to be influenced, for example, by these leaders. Can you see the point? So these people, they love analyzing poems, writing poems, or listening to music, for example. They have different classical or different types of songs. So these people are called, or they have a musical intelligence, اللي هو الذكاء السمعي. Now, we are left with intrapersonal and interpersonal intelligence. The first one, intra, okay? Intra, look at this one, okay? They differ in one letter only. Intrapersonal, and this one is interpersonal, okay? Intrapersonal means what? It deals with the students who love themselves, to deal with themselves. They like doing things themselves, do homework themselves, okay? They like the activities that they are alone in these activities. For example, they like tennis. They like some video games which require one player only. They love video games, for example. They love doing things by themselves. They don't want anybody to share with them these activities. I'm okay alone. So these people have intrapersonal intelligence, الذكاء الفردي أو الشخصي. However, interpersonal, these people have interpersonal intelligence means what? These people love to work in teams. They like doing things in team. For example, I'm here, I'm working with a great team. So these people they have interpersonal intelligence. For example, in your group at your school, some students like to work effectively with other peers. They have interpersonal intelligence, okay, because they love working with the teams, okay, in groups or teams. So we call it الذكاء الجماعي. We can call it in this way. And you can look for them in more details in Google. So now, after we have come across these different types of intelligences, mathematical, linguistic, visual, bodily, musical, interpersonal, naturalist, and intrapersonal intelligences. Here we have in activity 2 on your class book on page 8 different emails or letters. These emails are written to who? To Aunt Aisha. So this is our aunt or Auntie Aisha. Auntie Aisha has got different letters from different students, from Ahmed, Sarah, Yahya, and Noor. But I would like you to go through these emails and decide. Ahmed, for example, look at Ahmed. Look at this email. I would like you to go through this email very quickly, skim it, and then try to decide which intelligence does Ahmed have. Let's look at it very quickly. Dear Aunt Aisha, I'm looking for a free time activity to do in my village. I'm very interested in keeping fit and healthy. I like keeping active and busy. Active, busy, fit. So all these adjectives can tell us about one kind of intelligence. Think about it. We will go through it in details. I have a good sense of balance and I'm good at catching balls. Okay, when someone throw a ball to you and you catch it, okay, you catch it in this way, like, okay, you catch the pen, you catch the ball. I hope that you can suggest some interesting free time activities. So what do you think? Tell me please about Ahmed's intelligence. Which intelligence does Ahmed have? He has, yes, I can see it in your eyes. Yes, very good. He has bodily or movement intelligence. So this is going to be number 1. So this is how to answer this question. It's very easy. And if you go through the emails, you will easily learn or know how to answer or identify the type of intelligence does each student have. For example, Sarah. Let's look at Sarah's email. I'm writing to you to ask you for help finding a new free time activity, which I can do with my friends. Okay, activity which can be done with her friends. Okay, so think about this one. I like working with a group and I often help people in my town. So she likes to work with people, you know. So what is the best intelligence or what is the type of intelligence that Sarah has? She has interpersonal intelligence. Okay, so this is how to answer this question, and then you can go through the third email again and read about it. I'm going to visit my uncle in Sharqiya next month and I want an activity to do in my free time. Look from here. I like books with illustrations and I find that pictures, books help me remember things. So pictures can help Yahya to remember things. So which intelligence does Yahya have? This is the question. And the answer is very easy. He has, we can say, he has visual intelligence. And for the last one, I'm thinking about starting a new hobby for the school holiday, but I can't decide what to do. I have got lots of friends, but I really like doing things by myself. Good. So here we have myself. This student, Noor, likes doing things herself. I'm very careful, and my teacher, I'm very good. Look, so she is talking about herself all the time, and she likes working or doing things by herself. So what is her type of intelligence? What do you think? It is, of course, intrapersonal. So this is going to be number 4. So this is how to answer these questions. Then, the last activity of our lesson today, I would like you to go back to our Auntie Aisha and look to her advice. Okay, so what did she say to these students? Okay, so you have to identify the name of the students based on the reply or of the answer of Aunt Aisha. For example, look at the first one. Dear, we have to identify the name of the student. You obviously have a very strong visual. Okay, so here we have to look at the student whose intelligence is visual intelligence. Okay, so she said you obviously have a very strong visual intelligence because you understand things better when you can see a picture or diagram. So whose person is this? Of course, he is, what do you think? Pictures. Help me remember things. So this is Yahya. We will go back to this task and answer it in this way. And you can do the rest to the rest of the emails. You can stop the video now and answer the question before I answer it for you. Good. If you have already answered this question, you can check the answers now with me. So the first letter is with Yahya because he has a visual intelligence, and the second one is Ahmed. Why? Because Ahmed has energy, likes activity which get to move and use body. This letter is to Ahmed because he has bodily intelligence, if you remember. And then we have, let me check, Ahmed, yes, he has. Okay, and then the third reply is about what? You understand yourself. Okay, and you can remember this. You understand yourself, and here we are talking about intrapersonal, or who is Noor, because she likes dealing with things and doing things alone. And the last one, of course, is very easy with Sarah, because she loves working with teams, with other people. Okay, so we come to the end of this lesson. I wish you enjoyed it. Learn the difference between to and very before adjectives, and also you learn different intelligences. I wish you all the best and see you in the next lesson, inshallah.